Whenever hiking, it is important to put safety first. The following are some essential safety tips you should always follow. Always call the New York State Parks ahead of time to make sure the trail is open. Some trails are seasonal, so for your safety, trails may be closed due to rock falls or adverse weather conditions. The number here on your screen, 716-282-5154, can be called and asked if the trail you plan on hiking is going to be open. You should never hike alone. Always let someone know where you're going and where you will be. Bring a cell phone, and if possible, share your location with someone who is not going hiking with you so they know where you are. Always stay on the marked trails. For your safety, the trails are all marked. Be smart, use common sense, don't attempt to explore off the designated trails. The Niagara Gorge trails are made of a series of smaller trail sections that run next to the gorge, but these are not always open. Just because something looks like a trail doesn't mean that you should be going down there. The trails are clearly marked by the New York State Parks. There are also things like poison ivy, poison oak, but if you stay on the trail, you don't have to worry about these things. Make sure you clean up after yourself. Don't leave any litter. Beware of any falling rocks. And there's no camping or fires or alcohol permitted. Park hours are from dawn to dusk. So if it's bright out, you can hike. If it's nighttime, you cannot. You should always check the weather before you go hiking. Even small changes in weather can make your whole hike a little bit riskier because of how they affect the terrain you're walking on. So check the weather all the way up to when you're about to leave. If it's raining, lightning, snowing, you shouldn't be hiking. Pack the essentials and dress appropriately. Put on a backpack. Definitely have water, maybe a snack. Flashlight might not be necessary, but it's always good to have. Sun protection like a hat or sunglasses or sunblock, and a first aid kit, maybe band-aids or tape, in case you get a scratch or a cut. Accidents do happen. Dress appropriately. If it's warm, don't dress too warm. If it's cold, don't dress too cold. Wear the right clothes. As for your feet, make sure you're wearing boots or sneakers, no sandals or Crocs. You could hurt your feet or fall. And don't be afraid to turn back if you have to. If you need a break, take a break. There's always places you can sit down. There's a lot of space. You're hiking outdoors. Stay on the trail. You'll find benches. There's picnic tables. So if you need a break, take one. If you're not used to hiking, you shouldn't try to take on a big, long hike right off the get-go. Try practicing first. And on the second half of your hike, always be careful. This is when most accidents happen. Other than that, go out there, get in nature, have some fun, but put safety first. Let's get on to our virtual hike. Today we're going to be doing the Whirlpool Trail, which is trail number 5. I'm going to start at the park and then stay along this rim trail all the way to these stairs, and then the stairs go down, brings you all the way to Whirlpool, and then towards the Whirlpool Bridge, and it stops right around here, and then all the way back. If you look at the details here for Whirlpool Rapids Trail, it's about 1.3 miles. That's just one way. So if you're starting at the stairs and you go down and back, it's about 2.6, but we're starting at the park, so you're looking at more about 3 miles, 3.5 miles. All right, we're here at Whirlpool State Park. This is the parking lot right here. I'm gonna go up and show you the overlook, and then we're gonna go along the top and go to the staircase that'll get us down there. So I'll show you where all that is. So we're gonna head this way, straight down, and I'm gonna show you the overlook. All right, we're coming up to the top here. This is technically part of the Niagara Gorge Rim Trail. As you can see here, this trail goes all the way from Goat Island all the way down to Art Park if you wanted to. A little bit of info here, the skill level and stuff. And then if you go over to the edge here, you can see Whirlpool State Park. The rapids here are no joke. They're technically called Class 5, which means extremely difficult, but I doubt you will see any kayakers trying to do these rapids. And the trail that we're gonna take When we go down the stairs, it's going to come from this direction, and it'll actually bring us right over to these rocks right here. All right, we're going to head over to where we can actually see the whirlpool. It's going to be this way. All right, down here, this is actually the whirlpool right here. The water comes from the falls up there, and it drops pretty far. It's almost 50 feet. It might be more. I'll put the details on the video. I'm not sure. I'll give you the exacts, but you can see rapids up there, and the water dramatically drops, and then it actually turns almost 90 degrees after it hits here, and it goes down to the right. You can't see it from here, but I'll walk up farther. But you can see the water goes in here, and it's kind of eroded because of the turn, which has caused this big indent, and the water, you'll notice, is circling counterclockwise to the left. The water goes down, it hits on this side, and it actually wraps around. That's why they call it whirlpool. All right, we're gonna head up the trail. All right, from here you can kind of see how the water empties out and continues down the lower part of the river. That'll take you down to Devil's Hole, Art Park, and then eventually it empties out into Lake Ontario, and all the way to the St. Lawrence River and into the ocean. We're gonna continue up this way along the trail number 2, the Gorge Rim Trail, and we're gonna go to the stairs. I'll show you another way that place you can park to get there as well. It's another spot you can kind of see where the water empties out. Right here you can see there's the whirlpool up there, and the water comes from the upper part of the lower river near the falls, and it hits here and turns almost 90 degrees, which causes that whirlpool. There is a playground here. A lot of the state parks here and DeVoe Wood State Park, they put new playgrounds in recently. They're really nice. So if you want to come check the playgrounds out, there's places you can have a picnic. And like I said, a lot of it's new equipment. There's bathrooms and all the things you would expect at a state park here as well. All right, we're going to continue along this trail. There's a lot of people out here. It's a nice day. We're going to get to the stairs. It's another great view of the whirlpool. It shows how the water empties out of there and continues downstream. All right, once we get to here, you're gonna see that there are stairs. All right, we're gonna be taking these stairs down. I'll show you as we come up here. Now, right now, we are on the Niagara Gorge Rim Trail. This is gonna take you all the way to Devil's Hole if you'd like, but we're not going that way today. We are gonna go down these stairs. It's gonna take us to the bottom, and then we're gonna go back left towards Whirlpool. But what I wanna show you first is that these stairs right here, they come up near a bike path. And this is another way to access this without having to park at Whirlpool and come all the way down. So I'm gonna go up here and then I'll show you. All right, when you get to the top, a couple things. This right here is a bike and walking path, so you don't gotta worry about any cars here. However, if you cross this street, there's no crosswalk here, so just make sure you're careful about traffic. Come over here, there's a path that comes up. Where you could technically park if you wanted. You could park right here. And then you can just make your way back down the path. All right, now this is the entrance, and this sign is showing you that this is Trail 5, which is the Whirlpool Trail. Again, this is gonna take us down the stairs. It also shows you Trail 2. It's a little faded out. But Trail 2 is the Gorge Rim Trail. We're gonna go to 5 and we're gonna go down to the bottom of the steps. All right, couple safety things as usual when you're going down. You should be aware of any falling rocks, okay? Never go hiking by yourself down in the gorge. Always let someone know that you're going. Proper footwear is important. Always stay on the marked trails. Do not go into the water. Stay off of the rocks. We're gonna go down these stairs here. Like I said, it's about 500 steps down to the bottom. That's what I have been researching, and it said. You can kind of vary off. There's spots where it might split into 2 paths, so the steps might vary, but you're looking at around 500 steps. Again, whenever you're doing stairs, you are working your glutes, your hamstrings, your calves, your quads. Your legs are really getting a workout. And on the way down, it's not so bad because you don't have as much resistance. But when you're coming up, it's more of an anaerobic workout because you're using more muscular strength. All right? It's aerobic and anaerobic, but on the way up, it's a little more anaerobic. All right, we're gonna go. I'll stop if I see anything cool. Another thing, and this might be common sense, but we're gonna talk about it anyways. Whenever you're hiking and you're on a ledge like this, always stay to the side away. So if you're walking down, you can see, you know, it drops off. So you stay to the side here. When you get right here, right about this landing, you'll see there's a big rock, little cave there. You're gonna find there's some picnic areas. There's picnic tables here. And then also this way, when you turn the corner, there's a little pathway to the left that goes up. And there's a couple little picnic areas over here as well, as you can see. So if you wanted to bring your picnic basket or your food or whatever, you can always stop right here, have a picnic down in the gorge. You might want to bring a tablecloth, just saying. All right, we're gonna continue down to the bottom. We're almost at the bottom now. We're probably 2/3 of the way down. All right, right here we are at the bottom of the stairs, the Whirlpool Trail, okay? Now, if you were to go this way, that would take you all the way to Devil's Hole. Devil's Hole and the stairs for Devil's Hole are about a mile that way. Today we're gonna be heading towards Whirlpool, where we started, and we're gonna get right to those rocks that we saw in the beginning. All right, and we're gonna start going. I'll stop it if I see anything cool. Actually, right here, a little snake. Nothing to be afraid of. I wouldn't mess with it. But yeah, there's wildlife down here. You don't mess with the snakes. I've been down here a lot. This is probably only the second time I've ever seen a snake. Usually they're not on the trails. Somebody was just messing with this and he pulled it out with a stick. That's the only reason why it's on the trail. All right, we're gonna keep going. This rock here kind of gives you a sense of how fast this water is actually moving. And the water down here actually fluctuates a few feet because of the water intakes up top. So the water sometimes is a little bit lower, and if those intakes are running or they get turned off, the water changes pretty fast. All right, when you get right about here, you're gonna notice the trail, it kind of looks like it splits. But really, to the right here is not the path. You'll notice there's a sign here that says stay on the trail. And when you get to about here, you stay to the left. This is right about the opening where the whirlpool starts to empty out. So stay to the left. When you get right about here, you're gonna notice that there's some trails that kind of go down towards the water here because people like to go on these rocks. They are not part of the Gorge Trail system. They are not the marked trails. So you're gonna see them, they're gonna look inviting, but I'm gonna recommend you do not go down there, even if you see people down there already. We're gonna stay on the trail here. We're gonna continue up. This is one of those paths I was talking about. Brings you down to the water, but it is dangerous. Do not go down there. Stay on the path. And you'll notice when you get to places like that, the parks know that people like to enter the water, so they put up these signs that are reminding you to stay on the trail. So do not go off the trail down towards the water. We're going to continue this way. All right, we're continuing along the trail here. I just wanted to bring something up because a lot of this vegetation on the sides, you'll notice. Whenever you're down here, do not wander off into the shrubs and stuff. There is poison ivy, there is poison sumac, there is poison oak. You don't want that on you. It takes a while to get rid of if you're anything like me. So try not to touch anything with your legs. Might even be a good idea to wear jeans if it's not too hot out, or pants to cover your legs. If you look, we're coming up to a spot where there's a little bit of an overlook. In the distance, you can see that is the Whirlpool Bridge. The trail ends right around there. It's not upkept anymore. There's a bunch of shale. We're gonna continue this until the trail ends. I'm sure there's gonna be signs from the parks, but if you look right around here, these rapids are no joke. I'm not sure what class they are here. I know at Devil's Hole they're class 5. These might even be class 6 rapids. All right, we're gonna continue up to the end. Looking up from here, it really does make you feel small. That's a long ways up. Right around 200 feet. We're gonna keep going. We get right about here. The trail's gonna end soon. Just across from here, you'll see this building on the Canadian side. Hey, look, someone's waving at me. And there's these stairs here, but again, this is one of those spots where there's a sign that is reminding you to stay on the trail, no water entry. And this also lets us know that the trail's gonna end just ahead. And then just past that, it's very dangerous and close to the public. Gotta go back the way we came, which is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go up there and go to the end of it though, so I can show you that. And then these stairs here, there's no really need to go down here, and it's off the trail, so don't do it. There's nothing down there, it's just a platform. I'll look up and see if I can find out what used to be here, because it looks like something was here. If I find out, I'll put it on the screen for you. All right, we're gonna continue this way. All right, and this is the end of the trail. We're about to pass, I'd say 50 yards or so. The vegetation really starts coming over, so back at that last sign is probably where you want to stop. As you can see, there's no real clear path to go through there. And there's a lot of vegetation. You don't want to be getting poison ivy or having that stuff rub up against you. So from here, I'm gonna head back the same way we just came. And I will start the video up when I am back at the stairs, unless I run into something cool. All right, I'm back at the stairs for Whirlpool. I'm gonna start heading up. Something I ran into when I was walking back, there was actually some students from NU who went off one of the trails, and they had a puppy with them, and they got to a part where they couldn't go anymore and they couldn't really turn back. So I kind of went and helped them, showed them how to get back on the trail. But it just shows you, stay on the marked trails, all right? You don't want to end up in a situation where you're stuck somewhere, can't get out, got to call for help, or just get lost. So stay on the trails, they're marked, and you should be all right. All right, we're gonna start heading up now. And as I mentioned before, on the way up, it's always a little bit more of a workout. All right, you're a little more anaerobic. You got to use a little more muscle strength because you're gradually going up on an incline. So if you get a little tired, take a break, sit down. Make sure you bring some water with you. Usually, if you're hiking, you should bring a backpack. Okay, you can put water in there, anything you might need. And a little tip, now that I'm thinking about those students that got lost, you could always, if you have an iPhone, turn on Find My iPhone, share your location with somebody that you tell you're coming down here. Just a tip, but I'm gonna start heading up. All right, once you hit these steps, this is how you know you're almost to the top. Just gonna bring you up to Trail 2, Gorge Trail. The Gorge Rim Trail. And again, this is where we started. Now, if you go up those steps, that'll take you across. You can go to Vanderbilt if you parked there. Or if you're like me and you parked at Whirlpool, you're gonna head back this way. All right, I think that's it. We've seen everything we're gonna see. It's a good trip. I'm looking at my watch right now. This probably isn't exactly accurate, but it says 3.4 miles, hour and 36. But remember, I stopped to take pictures and stuff, so it'll probably take you about an hour and a half, hour and 15 to do that trail, depending on where you start. One more thing I wanted to mention. I'm back at the park now, the state park. I noticed that this place is a lot more kid-friendly than you might imagine. I mean, it's called Whirlpool Park, so you kind of get intimidated by that, but I've seen a lot of kids walking around, parents pushing strollers down the rim path here, this playground. It's just a lot of kids, more than I would have thought. And this place is pretty busy for 12 in the afternoon. As you can see over here, there's a little kids playground. And up here, this is for the little bit older kids. There's even shelters up there. You could probably rent those out to the park if you wanted to have a party here. But like I said before, this playground is relatively new. It's really nice. If you have any little brothers and sisters, you want to come here, tell your parents, I would actually recommend it. It's very nice. All right, now I'm done for real.